Kakadosh Boker or Bekiim Halacha 3 day 89, page 197, Siman 21, Siman Kafalef, Halacha Dalet. Okay, Halacha Dalet says, "Achar shenechtchu hatzitziot min hatalit, yachol lezorkan lechol makom sheyirtzeh." When you basically cut the tzitziot min hatalit, remember you have the talit, and now you have the tzitziot. Keshata chotech otam, when you remove the tzitziot min hatalit, right, they may be thrown away. Right, what does that mean? Ve'en tzarich legurun zam, there's no kedusha, so you don't have to put it in a Geniza. So the tzitzit does not have any kedusha; it's tashmishe kedusha, right? They're not tashmishe kedusha; it's mitzvah, right? So he comes and he says like this: he says, "V'yesh omrim davka shnifskul zikum ne'alpa," but don't throw it in the garbage or makom megune. Throw it out in a place which is not megune. And some people are machmirim legonzam lamnicham toch sefer echal siman, or they put in a sefer for siman. V'tavo alehem bracha v'reber. Look at the hada. Fine. So basically, what's happening is like this. Remember one more time. We're talking about the tzitziot. When you take off the tzitziot, by the beged, for sure, there's nothing. But even the tzitziot themselves, technically speaking, you could throw them out, but just don't throw them in the garbage. In the garbage, it's disgraceful. So let's see what it says in the footnote. Okay, 263. There are three opinions in this halacha. According to the Shulchan Aruch, it is permitted to simply throw the detached tassels in the garbage, since they have no kedusha. So the minute en kedusha, tizrokotam lapach. The Rama cites the poskim that says no, more stringent. You're not allowed to throw them in the pach because it's degrading. See, then he says it's recommended to put them in the Geniza. Concluding, whoever does this, shtavol bracha. What is the position of the Shulchan Aruch? Sephardic Jews, by right, should be able to throw them out, right, in the garbage. The Achronim, however, pointed out that the Shulchan Aruch ruled that once a talit gadol has become worn out, right, he must not use it anymore. It's forbidden for anyone else to use it to wipe himself dry or for any other thing, because again, it's a contempt. It's like disgraceful. It's degrading. So how do we actually answer this up? למה אסור להשתמש בטלית, בוא נגיד, תשמיש בזוי, ואז פה מותר לזרוק את זה לפח. מה קורה? Three answers right now. The Rav Chida suggests that there's a textual error in the Shulchan Aruch. Instead of saying it's forbidden for anyone else to come and to use it to dry himself, it should read as he does not wish to use himself to dry. This means that it's technically permissible to use the talit in any manner, even one that shows contempt, as stated in the Shulchan Aruch, following the Rambam. In the following halacha, Shulchan Aruch comes. Well, actually, נכון. The Ran comes and he says that one should be stringent and avoid using talit in a manner that displays contempt. This explanation would account for the slight change in the Maran and the Rambam, that he says tzitzit are to be worn, right, thrown in the garbage dump, whereas Maran just wrote, you may throw the tzitzit in the garbage dump. Okay? Maran means that it is technically permitted, but it's commendable to refrain. Meaning, afilu mi'ikar adin mutar, right, it's better not to. Right? Even if it's going to be mi'ikar adin, you're allowed to. Number two is, after this explanation, the Rav Chida cited of David Sheriro. He comes and he explains that the sanctity of talit is greater than tzitzit. Yesh havdel ben talit v'tzitzit. Therefore, Maran ruled that one may discard the tzitzit in the garbage, but not a talit. A talit you cannot, but a tzitzit, yes. The Rav Chida rejected this resolution, saying there's no zeoto davar. Right? It's the same thing. Number three, the levush esrad. He suggested that there's going to be a difference between the ordinary garment with the tzitzit attached to a talit designated for the mitzvah. Shulchan Aruch discusses the rule of an ordinary garment with tzitzit, right? Saying that even a tzitzit that was attached to it could be thrown in the garbage. He says, but not a talit which is designated for mitzvah. So if you've got a shirt, that could be thrown in the garbage. למה? זה אף פעם לא היה ציצית, זה לא היה טלית, זה לא לשם ציצית, אבל זה חייב ציצית, בגלל יש לו 4 כנפות, it's got 4 corners, you need one. But if it's a beged מיוחד for ציצית, no, that you can't. Right, that's another one. The Kav HaChaim Sofer combined the resolution of the Levush Esrad and Rav Chida, and therefore that's the explanation that we said, that recommended for the devout to avoid discarding the tzitzit in ordinary garbage dump, although technically it's permissible. This explanation is contradicted by the words of Shulchan Aruch. Apparently, the Kav HaChaim's perspective is that the tzitzit of an ordinary garment are at least sacred as something. So therefore, he says this is not seen to be lenient, right, of the intent of the Levush Esrad. Fine. The fourth one, and then the fifth one, and then we're going to see in practice. So the Yefele Lev comes and he made the following distinction. If the tzitzit are still attached, zasur. If you detach them, it's mutar. זאת אומרת, אם זה עדיין מחובר, אסור לזרוק את זה לפח. אבל אם אתה מנתק אותם, right, you remove them, you're allowed to throw it in the pach. Number 5, this is E. Mishabra resolved the contradiction based upon the comments of the Pri Megadim. He says discarding the seed in the garbage dump is less disrespectful than using it for the meaning manner. Therefore, it's permissible to throw them away, but you're not allowed to use them in the meaning manner. זאת אומרת, זה יותר גרוע להשתמש תשמיש בזוי מלזרוק לפח. אתה זרקת לפח, you don't need it anymore. So you throw it in the garbage. Fine. But here you're going to come and you're going to use it in a disgraceful manner. In practice, the Ben Ish Chai cited the opinion of the Rama It's forbidden to throw tzitziot in the garbage dump or to dispose in manner of the display of contempt. He also tried the stringency that you need Geniza, but he ignored Maran's ruling completely. It could be that the author understood that from the Rav Chida that Maran agreed that it is recommended to be stringent, and therefore that's what you're supposed to do. In the Mekabtziel, however, the author said in Maran's opinion. In practice, one may rely upon Maran's opinion, but the truth is that Maran agreed that it is still better to be, meaning Zioter Tov Adayin Nasim Geniza V'Gamarnu. Keno lo lizrok mamash lapach. Okay, so what about putting them in Torah books? So he says over here, several achronim, including the Mekabtziel, mention this concept of putting it in Torah books. He says in this way the strands are used for another mitzvah. Because it becomes like a, כמו, איך אומרים, מראה מקום? זה נראה כמו a bookmark. Yeah, so you're putting it as a bookmark. So, הם שמים את זה פה, ואז אתה משתמש בזה כמו בתור מצווה. Fine. Now he says these rules apply also to the tzitzit strands once they're removed from the talit, and the tzitzit strands were spun for the sake of mitzvah but not been used. So to mean זה גם כן אותו דבר, חוטי ציצית שתינה מהטלית, or חוטי ציצית שאף פעם לא שמו. אותו דבר. The same halacha. You put them in the Geniza. Okay? טליתות של מצווה שבלו, אסור לקנח בהם ולהשתמש בהם תשמיש מגונה, אלא זורקם והם קלים מעליהם. What happens if you have טליתות של מצווה, the talit? If it's already worn out, just throw it, but don't use a tashmish מבוזה. And they get worn out on themselves. ואותן שנוהגים לזוגם בבית הכנסת, ומשמשים מקנחים בהם נרות בית הכנסת, וגם ידיהם מלוכלכים, זה תשמיש מגונה. Some people, they come, they throw it in the בית הכנסת. And then what happens? The Gabaim come and they use it for all these different things. That's תשמיש מגונה. So he says, ודין זה נכון לא לתת טליתות וציור מצמר, even טליתות וציור משם מינים שחייבדו מדרבנן. So the means זה לא רק לגבי צמר. Even talitot of the Rabbanan, which is not semen, not wool, so any other type of synthetic thing, אותו דבר. זה בדיוק אותו הלכה. Don't use it for tashvish bazui. Do it. That's why they say double bag or all these things. Why? Because that way, even if it's in the garbage, it's separate. It's not mamash betoch hapach. It's separate. Come on, lechem. 264, right? 264. Ken liyad bediuk. This is the ruling of the Ben Ishchai and the Mekabtziel. In truth, according to the understanding of the Rav Chida, said in the footnote of the previous halacha, secondly, permissible to use the worn-out talit for any purpose. According to other interpretations, Shulchan Aruch, it's better not to. So he says the halacha brura states that according to Yafel Lev, it is forbidden to use the talit for any other purpose if it still has kosher tzitzit attached to it. This is a mistake. However, Yafel Lev forbids only using the ones that display contempt of mitzvah, meaning it's going to be used something with negative of mitzvah.